down. Like that dude's an idiot. We definitely getting to that dude today. It's crazy. But like, man, 10 years, like he was out there on the corner pushing major weight. Like he was trying to beat an assault beef.
A
10
lot of
years?
crazy shit going on these days, man. I'm telling you.
Crazy. Lucky Lefty Podcast. Brought to you and featuring Anora Whiskey, AnoraWhiskey.com. It's that premium American whiskey, AnoraWhiskey.com. You should drink it. Coach Freeman does.
Coach Freeman does.
And if you're going to drink it, make sure you do so responsibly. We're just chatting it up about my man Will Smith receiving a 10-year suspension from the award shows connected to the Academy, the Film Academy.
10 long, hard years, man.
Yeah. Like he was moving grams on the block.
He's moving slaps across the stage. That's
like
all.
He had a package. For real.
Slap package.
Yo, like he was D from The Wire, dude. You know what I mean? It was crazy. I saw that news come across. It reminded me of this, dude. Remember I told you before we started the show, like he's probably good if he counted up the cost and he figured what he did in protecting his woman far outweighed anything they could do to him at this point in his career. He's all good. And it made me think about this, man. I'll never forget. I had to go to court for a ticket, right? I missed the court date. So, you go to motion up the ticket again so you can go to court. I didn't know they had connected a warrant for missing another court date from like 15 years prior when I was in like college, dude. True story. Right?
You had a warrant for 15 years out on your head.
15, dude, for missing a court date down in like Macomb County in Southern Illinois, dude. Right? So I have no clue what's going on. The judge is like, I can't do anything with this. Like, he has a warrant. And I'm like, a warrant? Like, dude, I just came up for like a speeding ticket. Like, what are you talking about? Right? My phone is in the car because you can't take it into the court, right? So they take me down to the catacombs, which is the basement. I get no phone call, nothing. The next thing I know, they're taking me and like some other people back upstairs. At this time, it's like 4:15.
How long you sit down there?
Dude, I at least 4 hours.
Swear to God, you was sitting
4 or 5 hours.
in jail.
Traffic court jail. This ain't even just from traffic court.
And you was sitting in that bed.
4 or 5 hours. I go back upstairs.
What'd you do while you was in there? What's going through your mind?
Honestly, I'm thinking because I kept asking, like, yo, I need a phone call.
Right.
They kept telling me, they kept putting me off. I'm thinking, like, man, I call my wife, like, yo, come up to the courthouse, whatever they're talking about, just pay it so I can get out of here. Right? So they bring me upstairs before a judge at like 4:15 on a Friday. This is on a Friday. The judge asked me if I had the money. I'm like, yeah. So then he's like, it's a Friday. We're getting ready to close. I don't know. You're going to have to go down to 26th Street. Now, 26, when he said 26th Street, I know that's like the world famous Cook County in Chicago. That's everybody knows what 26th Street is.
He was about to send you to the gallows.
Man. So I get down to 26.
Oh, he ended up sending you there for real.
Man, I'm on the white Cook County bus.
Swear to God.
In shackles over a traffic ticket, over a speeding ticket, dude. Over a speeding ticket.
You're like shackled and everything. Processed.
At this point, I'm like, so by the time I get to the missus knew where I was going. So in
they finally got in contact with her.
No. I never got in contact with her. Never. I didn't have my phone. My phone is in
They
my
didn't give
car.
you a call. Oh my gosh.
So I'm on a bus. I get there. They process me. After they process me, it's like 7:30. I finally get a phone call, right? But you can only call collect on a payphone. So I'm calling. I can't reach anybody. Only did I know that my wife had already figured something has happened. She's placed a call to a family friend that's a sheriff. He finds out what happens. She's on her way down to the county. She gets to the county about the same time I process in, and they tell her we have to wait on Macomb County to send us the information.
So you sitting up in jail for real? Oh
So
my!
by midnight, I'm sitting around waiting
In jail.
for my room assignment.
Swear to God, you
True
are
story.
in.
True story. I'm
Oh
waiting
my
for
God, this is the worst day ever.
my room assignment, bro. And I'm sitting there with youngsters, and this young cat's in there like, man, what you get? Oh, I got 90. What you get? Oh, I got 60. What you get? I got 30. They got it to this other dude. He was like, what you get? Like, man, he gave me 6 months. But that's nothing. I'll do these 6. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, I can't do
A day.
an hour. Like, what
Yeah.
are y'all talking about, man?
Yeah. You
Like,
got real time.
so I know Will Smith.
Well, how much they tell you had?
No, I got out the very next morning.
No, I'm saying they didn't tell you, oh, you're gonna have to sit in here for the weekend or nothing.
No, it was nothing like that. It was like whenever I could have somebody come down and pay the bill.
That is stressful
Like,
as fuck, bro.
my family was down there Friday night, but the county downstate refused to send the information over until the next day. So I had to stay overnight.
In jail.
In jail, dude. In jail. So when I finally got my bed, it was 2 in the morning, bro.
Oh, I'm staying up at that point. Fuck it.
Hold on now. I walk in. As soon as I walk in, because I didn't get a cell, because I wasn't in maximum. So this was like a dorm where they had the bunk beds. So I'm in a dorm. I walk in. Dude gets up, starts walking towards me as I'm walking in and says, man, I'm going to need you to read the rules. I look up. It's rules on the wall.
Jail. This in jail.
In jail.
Oh
right?
my God, bro.
I walk in. I read the rule. Rule number 1 is everybody takes a shower every day.
Okay.
I'm like, cool. At this point, I'm like, all right, it's today. I'll take a shower later on the day.
No way.
I lay down, trying to get some sleep. Dude comes to my bunk bed. Like, man, did you read the rules? I said, yeah. He said, what's number 1? And I was like, man, I was going to do it when I wake up. He's like, no, everybody has to do it before they go to bed. So I'm like, you know what, man? I don't want no problems, bro.
Yeah.
No problems. So then I walk into the shower by myself, the shower room. My back is never towards the door. Quick shower. Get back in.
Crazy.
Get back in. Wake up the next morning. They called me out. Now this is the best thing in the world, dude. We wake up and we go to breakfast at like 7. Yo, I think I traded my sandwich and my chips for like 2 juices and 2 bags of Teddy Grahams.
This is crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy, bro. So my breakfast is like 3 bags of Teddy Grahams.
Over a speeding ticket.
Yes. Yes.
Bro.
So everybody talking about Will Smith got a
Where's your lawyer at?
Man, he got off light, dude. Like,
Where your lawyer at, man?
bro, it was the craziest thing. So they called me out at about 10 o'clock. They called my name, was like, yo, man, you free to go. And I went and sat in a holding cell until that was at 10 a.m. in the morning, bro. I sat in a holding cell being processed out of the county until 9 o'clock that night.
Just to get out.
So I don't want to hear nothing about Will Smith, bro.
Wait a minute.
All of this was over a traffic ticket, bro.
So this is a total of like 2 whole days. Because you have a warrant.
Basically.
Oh, bro. Oh, bro. Oh, bro.
Basically.
No, bro.
Basically, man.
No, bro.
I did some ministry in the holding cell, though.
Wait a minute. You didn't go in there and tell the judge like this is a misunderstanding.
I did. I did all of that. Did all of that.
Where's the lawyer at?
Dude, I didn't need a lawyer. I was going, dude, you go in front of the judge for a traffic ticket, dude. You say, man.
I'm talking about when they started talking about the going to Cook County. I would have been, wait a minute. Let me get my
It was the district attorney and then us. No. Everybody else was going home for the weekend.
Oh my God.
Like they purposely held us down there to send us over. You understand what I'm saying? Like this shows you that they make the assumption that all warrants are the same. Like nobody actually took time to just look at what the warrant was for to say, you know what? Let's go talk to this dude while he's downstairs and see if he can have somebody come up and bail him out.
Your ass
instead of just saying, man, we just gonna send him to 26.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Good
Welcome
grief.
into the show, guys. We're gonna talk Notre Dame football, big recruiting weekend. Give you some inside information on a couple of recruits. But we're gonna give Braden Lindsay one more chance, bro. Braden Lindsay has been the spokesperson for the offense. We're gonna give him one more shot to see if he can improve upon what he said earlier in the spring.
Please.
Man. But first, we want to start off. Yesterday, we briefly talked about Brian Kelly in his interview with Dennis Dodd. He's done another interview, and he's doubled down. Look, man. At this point, bro, it's almost like, what are you doing, man? Like, everybody has moved on. Like, it was literally an amicable split, parting of the ways. And all of a sudden, now you talking?
Now you talk. Yeah.
Now you talking?
Yeah.
It's like, you want to talk about the facilities. And, I've been through the practice facility is phenomenal. I can't wait for you to get that back down there, bro.
Yeah, I got to see it. I haven't got a chance to walk in.
Like the first day, I told you already, when you walk on the grass, you're going to feel like you're walking on pillows. It's absolutely incredible. Incredible. The Goog is the same. Goog is the same. I would like the sports complex is really nice, though. The way everything connects to the football fields, the lacrosse field right behind it, baseball field right there. Sports complex, you can tell they put some money into it. You told me stories about as soon as you got to Florida, how different everything was. Like, it really wasn't a community. Everybody lived like the football players lived away from campus, spread out. When you were at Notre Dame, you guys were right there in the midst of the student body. It's a different experience. We all know that. The school holds on to that. That's what makes them different. They don't want to be like everybody else. They don't want their football players staying in luxurious condos or apartments off campus. They want everybody to be a part of the community.
Right.
Brian Kelly knows this. So why is he going about talking about lack of facilities? Then he trashed the training table, bro. He said the training table was trash. He said the players were getting training tables and brown paper bags, bro. Now,
no, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Absolutely, he did.
Is
Absolutely
he
not.
referring because of the COVID season?
I don't know what he was talking about, bro, but I guess they have some type of luxurious, world renowned chef down at LSU that cooks in this luxurious football players only lounge slash cafeteria where training table is 24 hours for the players. And he's just making Notre Dame seem
Oh,
like
for real?
it's in the 17th century. You
Shit,
know,
with something like that, maybe.
they still they still cooking their meat over open fire. You know what I'm saying? On a stick,
Look,
rotating it.
you said they got a world-renowned chef that's 24/7.
That's what the report said.
Oh yeah, so I'm talking stuff too. We ain't had that.
Now I don't know if the chef is 24/7. It's open 24/7. Now the chef might prepare 2 or 3 meals at a certain time of day, and then they're able to go down there and still get snacks throughout the night or whatever. Regardless, he said he's been asking for improvements in training tables since 2016. He said it was 2022 and he was just tired of it. Yeah,
Oh really?
John Ballort, that's exactly what he said. Indy players get brown bags and box lunches.
He went on there. He don't care no more. He don't get
It's
the
like,
line,
it's like okay,
get
at
the
this point,
lion and oh man, why
now,
though?
this is without a doubt an attack on recruiting.
Yeah,
Like he's trying to let recruits know.
that's his little jab at
Yeah,
recruiting.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He also said that it's easier for him to just recruit the state of Louisiana instead of having to recruit the entire United States.
Because he don't have to go nowhere.
So he's lazy. Basically, he can let his players pull him over the finish line, like you said on
Yeah,
yesterday.
yeah, that's what he do.
Then he went on to say, and this is where I really thought he crossed the line. He said, I did everything to screw things up my first 6 seasons at Notre Dame. That includes your team, squad. I just,
Wait,
I
what is
just
that?
want to let you know that includes your squad, dude.
What is he? What is that? Wait, say again. He what?
He did everything he could to screw things up his first 6 seasons at Notre Dame. That's what he
Well,
said.
why? Well, why though?
He just said that to say, Marcus is going to struggle, but he's smart. He'll figure it out.
Well, he definitely messed up not playing me during that. That's why he ain't got no championship. I think he should have went in the interview and told the truth.
He
I
should have
had
told
my
the truth.
chance. I had my chance. I didn't play Malik. I, jerked off all these quarterback competitions when I should have let him ride out.
Facts.
I missed my chance and I had to deal with, what I dealt with. I should have got fired after the 2016 for not playing Malik.
Facts.
Season went terrible. Like Malik said, when you was sitting up in that office not knowing what to do. So, I mean, he did everything he could to not be there. I believe that. So I don't know. That's pretty crazy though. Either
Yeah.
way it goes, I mean, it's just more motivation for us. We understand the games and the gimmicks that
Yeah.
come at us because we doing so many good things over at Notre Dame. So
Man.
I do think we doing something right if we got old coaches hating.
That was ridiculous. And the Dennis Dodd, we talked about the Dennis Dodd story yesterday. I woke up to this story from one of our listeners. Shout out to Samuel Moody or Woody that sent me the link to the CBS story. And I was just like, say what? It's like Marcus is going to struggle? Really? All right, man.
I mean, outside of quoting obvious stuff like it's gonna be hard in the beginning, just being able to get your rhythm, just like anything else. But I think he'll have a hotter start than what Brian Kelly did, just because of personality. I think,
Well, they're starting from a different point too. You
yeah, I
know,
mean, this team is kind of built up, very strong, consistent team the last 10 years. I think we still have that success in guys that have been there before. So I think that, it's kind of crazy to think it all comes to summing up that first game versus Ohio State to really see where we are. But I do think you'll get a good look at what we look like moving on,
yeah.
facing a team like Ohio State so early.
It is the direct quote from the CBS story. I needed 19 years of head coaching experience to F up the first couple of years at Notre Dame. Kelly joked about his 16-10 start in his first 2 years with the Irish. There will be some rough spots for Freeman. He's smart. He'll figure it out. He'll lean on the people around him. While Kelly may have traded box lunches for shrimp gumbo at the training table, he has also traded for more pressure.
Now, I'm not going to lie.
So you think LSU was more pressure than being the head coach in Notre Dame?
No, I'm saying, I'm not going to lie. The food down there in the SEC is.
It's different. You might not live past 40, though. We talked about this.
Now, listen. He's not lying when he's talking about just a comparison of food, because I think it was more of an analogy that the food's so good down there that it makes the ND food look like box lunches. Maybe that's the quote. Because the food down there is, even though it's the same, some of the same stuff, you don't go hungry down there, man. That's why them boys so big, I think. So Coach Kelly gonna put on a lot of weight. You're gonna see a big head coach, because he's down there eating good. And for him to even point that out, knows he's at, because at training table at Notre Dame, he'll eat, little stuff here and there.
Right.
Yeah. You can tell he really wasn't rocking with it unless Packy was cooking something good at home.
He didn't want any of the sushi.
He'd go, yeah, we had sushi day. Come on, man. So he'll pick on the stuff like the kids, like, the player will pick on stuff. Me, I thought it was good because shit,
right.
We eating meals, but people got bougie after a while. But down there, no, I'm taking place home. At Florida, I was taking place home because the food. I was like, damn, y'all eating like it's the cookout every day. But from the standpoint of Kelly, just, I don't know. I think he's a little better that Marcus Freeman is making headways in recruiting, as well as he's not feeling like people are thinking it's a drop off after he left. Because every coach wants to feel like you missing them once you leave, but we not really missing him. I think we parted ways and on to better things.
At Notre Dame, I was in a plane for 4 weeks, Kelly explained. I have to go into every state and pull their best player from their flagship high school. When I went to California, I had to beat USC or UCLA. When I went to Texas, I had to beat Texas A&M. When I went to Florida, I had to beat Miami. So what? So the hell what? What are you talking about? Nick Saban does the same thing. He does the exact same. What are you talking about? Nick Saban does the exact same thing. He goes to get kids from New Jersey. Where's his quarterback from, Malik?
Notre Dame, the best school. Matter of fact, he made
decommit from.
He made his quarterback decommit from
USC.
That committed.
Man, look. Hey, man, look. I'm about
he lost the national championship game and got players off the winning team.
Off the winning team.
The best players off the winning team. Not just the guys on the depth chart that didn't get a chance or nothing. He got the starters on the team that he lost to come over. Now I don't want to hear nothing after that. You get the national champion, like you beat Nick Saban in the national championship, and you're like, oh my God, I was so lucky. I have an opportunity to leave and go over there. I'm gonna do it. That's crazy,
bro. He said when I went to Texas, I had to beat Texas A&M. Fam, Texas A&M has been relevant for about 3 years, fam. When did he have to go against Texas A&M back in 2015?
during that time, he missed out on Myles Garrett.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, hey, maybe that's
wait a minute. That's when Texas A&M wasn't even popping like that.
That's when they started getting popping. He
Because
missed out on Robert Kimdichie. You know, he was nice. But I mean, Myles Garrett was the guy.
Kimdichie and my boy from up here, they both got paid to go to Ole Miss.
Him and Treadwell.
Because Treadwell took a couple of visits down to Notre Dame too.
Yeah.
Because him and Niles are real tight.
Mm-hmm.
That's Niles' boy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, come on, man.
Come on, Brian.
Like, dude, just
win down there. How about that?
Just go do your thing. Like, what are you talking about? Then he's like, man, I talked to Saban before and after I took the job. For what? Saban was probably
you finna lose then. You over here getting mentored by the guy you gotta play.
Yeah. Saban was probably laughing like, okay.
Go get your money, man.
Come on.
You
know. Lucky Lefty podcast. So he's chirping. And I appreciate the transition of Marcus Freeman, the way he's handled the situation. He hasn't taken any of the dangling carrots to talk about what was. His entire conversation, even after Fiesta Bowl, was about the future and moving on. Fiesta Bowl closed the chapter on what was. Now, he has the #1 recruiting class in 23, and they're popping in the class of 24 already. Period.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Marcus Freeman gets to say he coached at the same place as all these other guys that they talk about college football history. Hopefully he has a year like Herbert Smith, except, he ain't embarrassed himself with his opening speech. But, hopefully he goes all the way, first year head coach.
It's crazy. Antoine Porcher-Rideau, fam, thank you for tapping in. It's James. And I meant to say this because I think I gave the wrong date yesterday. I think Braylon James is going to commit on the 19th. I thought I said the 9th yesterday. I think it's the 19th, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what we put up on the message board over at IB. Yeah, I see somebody else in the chat said that it's the 19th. That's why we said April is going to be fabulous. Charles Jagasaw is on his way down. Right now, I spoke to him this afternoon. He's getting ready to head down. They're going to get in late tonight. The long drive from Rock Island across is about total. It's probably like a 5.5 hour drive, Rock Island to South Bend. He was leaving about midday, early afternoon, so he should be pulling in there around 9 o'clock South Bend time.
Cool.
5-star, #1 offensive tackle in America.
Who is this?
Charles Jagasaw from Rock Island, Illinois. #1 offensive tackle in America. He will be at Notre Dame on Saturday, and he will be at Michigan the next day.
We got Heath there, so I'm not worried.
He is a heavy, take it from me, he is a heavy lean to Notre Dame.
Because of Heath.
Because of Heath stand, but just he's a Notre Dame fit. Like sometimes we say he's a Notre Dame fit. His mother is the church musician at the local Catholic church in Rock Island. He's very heavily involved with the youth ministry
Oh, okay. That's okay. That's his spot.
It's just the type I've written. Man, I wrote 3 stories on the kid, detailing his family, and his father is a night. His father is a Nigerian businessman, but also a licensed uh, pastor as well. So
Okay, that's an easy slam dunk right there.
yeah,
Like
he
that.
is. His family, his upbringing, who he is, being all about community. Um, had a chance to go play at the best high schools across the bridge in St. Louis because they knew who he was. They knew how great he was. When the coaching change took place at his school after his sophomore year, he chose to stay at a depleted program. They went 1-11. He didn't care, and he played. And he played both ways, and he's still the number one offensive tackle in the country. This is the type of kid he is, dude. He's not moved by glitz, glamour, any of that. And his mother said in the interview, I interviewed his mom said, look, his decision won't come down to anything that has anything connected to football. It's going to be about relationships, the people that he has to work with in the O-line room, and the community, the
Man,
campus.
it better be about football.
So, well, that's
We
his thing. This dude,
can't have a free scholarship.
no. My thing is, this dude wants to be a football analyst and he wants to work in the NFL front office. Like that's his goal. Like this is the type of kid he is, dude. Like he wants to be a GM one day. Like he knows that already. So it's like, the things that he thinks about as a young man. I don't know too many 17-year-olds coming on a visit that's the number one player in the nation at their position. That's like, man, let me walk around the campus. Because he was originally scheduled to be at practice today on the 8th, and him and his coach decided to come on the 9th because they wanted to get a better feel for the campus and be able to walk around and be able to spend more time with the offensive linemen without them having to worry about going to classes. So now after practice, he can go vibe with them, chill, walk the campus, get the vibe, meet people. That's what he's interested in.
Well, at least he's taking it his own way and finding out if he really wants to go there. I think whatever way you shake it, Notre Dame's a great place to visit. It's gonna check all the boxes for you.
Yeah,
You're gonna be wowed every time. So
yeah, yeah.
I
I
think
agree.
I think whatever it is, we're adjustable to fit whatever kids are really trying to get out of it. If it's anything deeper than a duffel, and I think the parents will invest as well. So I think with all that included, based on the type of kid I feel good we can secure.
And shout out to Trevor Mendelson, who was assistant O-line coach, man. He kept everything intact during the contact period with Jagasaw until Harry got into place officially. And then once Harry got in place officially, he literally left for Alaman Catholic High School the next day. He was announced officially, and he got on the road the next morning to go see the young man. Like, that's how he's top priority for this program. And once they get him, they expect the ball to really start rolling for the rest of the offensive linemen to go ahead and commit to trying to get him and lock him down over the next month or so. So,
Great for TB.
Charlie Moore, thank you for the super chat. Malik, what was the worst moment you had with BK? Oh, shoot. You want to talk about the conversation before the season or after the season?
Man, the worst one would be K. I don't know. Probably like I don't know, man. BK's an interesting guy. I think at the end of the day,
That's well said.
you just got to know what you're dealing with. So it's really nothing to be upset about because he is who he is. When you know who they are,
Yeah.
it's kind of like whatever, dude. But I think probably the most frustrating moment with BK is I would say, damn, probably the game after the Texas game where we lost. And he's like, yeah, we're just gonna go with Deshaun just the rest of the season. I'm like, how do you determine that? And we lost. Like,
Didn't you
what?
get like two? You got two series that game, right?
He set me up the whole game like crazy. Like, set me up like, okay, Deshaun's gonna start the half, but we go out there and they kick it and we mess up the kick.
Right,
So we're starting like pinned on our own 10.
right,
And he's like, all right, Malik, you go in instead. I'm like, oh, what is it? And then you go
right,
put me in there like 3 runs. And you're like, what the fuck? And then the next drive, he's throwing all touchdowns and shit. But either way it goes, we lose the game. And I'm in there getting ready for Michigan State. He's like, yeah, we're just gonna go with him the rest of the season. I'm like, how you determine that we lost
Wait,
the game?
you said that in front of the team?
No, this was like just me and him type of thing. So I'm like, dang, bro, like it was a setup the whole time. So after that, that's why I was like, oh, okay, we're just gonna go 4-8 because that doesn't even make any sense what you're deciding. And then on top of that, obviously you're riding off of something where we didn't win. So it's not like, you going in with anything that you feel good about for real.
Right.
And we end up going 4-8. We end up losing the Michigan State game, losing the Duke game. So, I mean, that was probably the worst because it was like when we were losing, I still didn't get a chance to play. So I was like, what the fuck? Either way it went, you kind of understood what was going on and kind of wanted to reset, move forward with the younger guys and stuff. But, I mean, you saw what happened the whole season.
See, this is my thing. I don't know if this was something he was incapable of doing, but I know this is something he failed to do in that 2016 season. He failed to read the room. He failed to read the room, especially from a leadership standpoint. To see, because you could tell there was a fracture in the locker room because of the way things were being handled. And I wasn't even close at that point. Like, I knew people that were there, so I knew certain things, but I wasn't close enough to really know the ins and outs. But I could tell from the distance I was at, wait a minute. I can tell things aren't being run right. And I can tell that this team is fractured based upon how things are getting done. And that's not to say that people took issue with the pawn that he used in the situation, other than
Yeah, I mean, it never had anything to do with Deshaun. It was just
right.
more the fact that, like, you get a head coach, you're supposed to be like, okay, we're moving in this direction, or this is what we want to do, or whatever.
Right.
Or if it's not working, we still got options. You telling everybody, what you're telling everybody. It's just like it was confusing.
Yeah.
And then you moving forward, and it just didn't feel like we had all the. I mean, it just wasn't the right chemistry at the time. I mean, I even told Deshaun before that season, just in general, when I was going through with Ev, that it can never be a personal thing, only because we don't control who plays. You know what I mean? So
right.
Even with Ev, I didn't have a problem going to the competition because it was like, what I thought wasn't always what everybody else thought, and that's just football. So whatever they decide is just how they feel at the moment. So you can't make it a personal, I don't like this guy or whatever. It was more like, shoot, if you get in there, you better go crazy because you don't know how long you're going to be in there for.
Right.
And so that's just kind of how I felt about it. But I just didn't like you said, the way it was done, because at that point I could have transferred earlier or been whatever, if I would have known that's what you wanted to do, you know what I mean?
So and the situation that you eventually went to was kind of it
was the same thing, but worse, because now, I'm not from there. So I don't know situation to be. I mean, our coach got fired in the middle of the season. How often do you even see that?
Right.
You know what I mean? In the SEC, how often do you even see a head coach get fired in the middle of the season?
Right.
You don't,
Right.
so that just showed you how crazy it was. But recruiting and recruiting young in the SEC is a huge thing. So you're not wanting guys to leave when you want to build on the program.
Right.
And so you got to make younger decisions. I mean, we lost half the team before the season even started due to off the
Right.
field
Off the
issues.
field issues.
So what do you at that point you like, man, we gotta. If I was a coach, I'd be like, man, we might as well just start over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I don't think if I'm not mistaken, did all of the coaches actually fly in to South Bend to meet with you?
No, I had, at that time the transfer portal wasn't really
A
a
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
So it was more like guys I knew at other places that I was kind of get feelers for. That's kind of how it was done. It's probably done like that now. Because at the time, I mean, at that time we had so many coaches that came and left by the time I was transferring. Because you had Matt LaFleur, you had Chuck Martin, you had all these guys at different schools, guy in North Texas. So it was just like I'll reach out to them during the season, and then at the end, I was kind of making a decision.
Right. Lucky Lefty podcast featuring Anora Whiskey, AnoraWhiskey.com, the premium American whiskey, AnoraWhiskey.com. If you drink, make sure you drink responsibly. Another super chat from my man, Charlie Moore. We appreciate you. Malik, thanks for the honesty as always.
Yeah, man. I mean, we had a lot of potential. I think this team has a lot of potential now, having a clear direction. I think it's just hard, I guess. But when you're getting paid, and when you're in those positions, you're getting paid for those certain calls. And I think Marcus Freeman is kind of taking hold on some decisions that happen on a team are head coach decisions that's got to be made. You can't say this is a tough decision. Like, you the head coach. If you say this is a tough decision, then what you doing on third down at Florida State or something when they going crazy? You know what I mean? Like, some things you got to just be really good at, and I think decision making is a premium at a head coaching position.
Yeah, man. It's tough. That situation is tough. It was a tough thing for Jack Swarbrick, who decided to stick with him. I think the person that's really being hurt the most, like anything Brian Kelly is saying, Marcus Freeman doesn't give a darn.
He don't.
Care.
I don't think he does. I don't think he does.
These players don't care. A great percentage of the fan base doesn't give a darn. But what he's doing to Jack Swarbrick, for somebody that stood by his side against boosters, against alumni, prominent alumni, when he had situations early in his tenure that most coaches would have been fired for, that I don't even want to talk about because of how devastating it was for families. Situations with players on the team that were devastating for family. Jack Swarbrick stuck his neck out for this dude multiple times. And then the 2016 season comes and he sticks his neck back out for him again to keep him, to give him the opportunity to turn it around. And this is what you want to say when you leave? You want to point the finger back at the university and Jack Swarbrick? Yo, it's low class. It's absolutely low class. Just the way he's treating Jack Swarbrick is low class. The lies he told after he left, that he never talked to USC, never heard from USC. USC comes out like, yeah, we called Brian Kelly first, and then we moved on. It's like, dude, just keep it 100. Keep it a buck. It is what it is. If you want to move on, you want the money, you want an easier job by your perception, then by all means, man. Do that. Do that. Just do it. Another super chat. Thank you, Matt 2011 GT. FBK. And for all the fans that want to protect him, he didn't win a damn thing. He didn't. He did. Not to be calling him one of the best coaches in America. He did. Kirby can talk. Nick Saban can talk. Heck, Ed Orgeron can talk more trash than Brian Kelly. Your boy down in Clemson. You know I don't like saying his name.
Dabo?
He can talk.
You're not a fan of Dabo?
There's like 4 or 5 coaches that can talk. 4 or 5. As far as that level of greatness or achieving that level of greatness in college football, he hasn't done it. He just hasn't. He hasn't, man. And that's sad. You ready to talk about your boy Braden Lindsey?
Put him on.
So, you guys, we have become famous over the Braden Lindsey clip that we played multiple times during the spring, giving context to how the offense has not been as energetic in speaking about the team and the offense as the defense. The contrast was amazing. The difference between the two and the two sides of the ball. So Braden Lindsey, when he did speak, he was trying to be positive, and it just didn't come across as that. That was the whole point of us playing the clip constantly. Like, man, that's all we have. That's all we've heard from the offense that has some positive spin on it. And he actually spoke again. You guys be the judge of this. You guys let us know. Let us know whether or not Braden Lindsey finally hit the mark. Here's Braden Lindsey talking about what it's like being next to Chancey Stuckey.
Definitely different. He's taking a strong emphasis on kind of building up from the basics, more technical stuff. So I think just kind of getting in the rhythm of kind of like what a practice format would be like under him and how the film room will be with him has definitely been an adjustment, but it's been something I think we've all welcomed and have been already seeing positive change from. And it's been really nice. He's a hard coach, but very personable, and he's someone you want to work with. So it's been great.
Okay, things have been great. You can see the difference. All right, but what's different between Stuckey and the previous guy that was in charge?
I'd say it's a bit more deliberate in overall concepts. I think in times in the past it was more positional awareness at each individual, but now I think all the receivers can kind of play all around. They aren't tied down to an X or in the past W, Z, F, whatever it may be. I think it's more everyone kind of play everywhere. And wherever you're at in that point in the game, we're now able to kind of plug you into that spot depending on what we want.
You're the quarterback. What is he trying to say?
Yeah, a lot of people gonna be touching that rock. He made it seem like he's not gonna be getting as many targets. I don't know.
It sounds like Lorenzo Styles is gonna get moved around a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's what he was saying, but it's because I'm like, anytime you talking about a lot of people playing everything, it sounds like a lot of people is doing everything. You doing a lot less, just because everybody else is doing so. Everybody else is involved. Which I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's the spring, so you trying to get everybody in. You trying to test out everybody in different spots. I think it'll shape up more towards the fall.
Yeah.
I mean, you got two-way players right now. You got guys on both doing a lot of different things. So the spring, I wouldn't put too much stock in it, but I do like the fact that Tommy's trying to expand guys' versatility. Maybe having Chris Tyree do some different things, getting some young guys in different spots. So with so much time between now and that first game against Ohio State, you really want to see everything that you got.
Yeah.
And that's maybe a coaching thing where Coach Freeman's like, all right, we got a bunch of talent. Let's get it started to shift it out during the spring.
Our boy Joe Hutchison, thank you for tapping in and the rock off.
Look, you got TV, you got Estimate, you got Price, you got D, you got guys. You run that ball, man. We got an offensive line that's hungry, you know.
Bro, I just looked out the window and it is bleeping snowing in Chicago, man.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's where you want to be.
No.
That's where you choose to be.
I see sunshine coming through your windows.
Yeah, I don't want to show you out here because you might catch a flight. You know, the tickets is expensive right now.
Jeff Fluke, Shaun, have you spoke to Corey Smith, running back out of Wisconsin? I came across his film, and all I can say is wow. Yes, I spoke to the young man. He'll be planning a visit coming soon. He's excited about the offer. And Malik, you love his film.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he looks thin, but he runs like he's a big back. And so I like that he's got some wow factor of screen popper for sure. And I know that we recruiting good, man, because you finding a running back like that in Wisconsin, you done did some digging.
You definitely digging in the film.
You digging
in the film.
I'm like, he don't look like no Wisconsin running back. I was like, right. Wisconsin.
Right.
Hey, bro, he must have moved there or some shit.
So I got one more clip for you to see if he can hit the mark, bro. Are you excited about the offense based upon anything he said yet?
He's just making it seem like it's super new. Everybody's getting adjusted, trying new things. He likes his coach. He definitely challenging. He can't just run around no more.
Notice he
said he got
his coach was tough.
Yeah.
I witnessed that when he got in his ear hole for missing that block on that screen.
Oh, okay. So
I saw Chancey in his ear hole, like stay on the damn block.
Yeah, you know, when you a senior and you get new coaches coming in, it's kind of like, all right, man, come on, like, you know, I get it. It's spring and you going hard. Okay, you know, I've been here for a minute, so I done seen what it's like. So you know, it's one of those things you're getting used to, but it's definitely in good faith. At least the coach is on your ass and not going to podcast saying he don't got no talent. You know. You know what I mean?
Lucky Lefty podcast. Let's give him one more chance, LL Nation. Let's give him one more chance. You guys let us know if you get pumped up based upon Braden Lindsay talking about how the offenses look.
I'd say we're definitely making huge strides. You know, we return a lot of dudes. There's a lot of experience up front and outside. And it's been fun. Everyone's kind of played around, and I think it's been fast, and especially with having 4 capable running backs, it's definitely been nice. I think our run game is especially seen huge improvements. A lot of fresh dudes. They all are very different, so it's been really fun so far.
That's the wide receiver talking about the running game, bro. Now, see, people get mad. People get mad at us, but that's
play it again.
Braden Lindsay talking about the offense.
I'd say we're definitely making huge strides. You know, we return a lot of dudes. There's a lot of experience up front and outside. And it's been fun. Everyone's kind of played around, and I think it's been fast, and especially with having 4 capable running backs, it's definitely been nice. I think our run game is especially seen huge improvements. A lot of fresh dudes. They all are very different, so it's been really fun so far.
Go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
Maybe he's the spokesperson of everybody, so he got to cover. I mean, he tried to touch on to be a receiver. He touched on the offensive line and the running backs extensively, and he brushed over. Hey, we got some guys out. Like he almost forgot the receivers by saying, "Oh, and we got some guys on the outside." If he didn't say that, he would have made it all about the lineman and the running back.
Absolutely.
How that got better.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't you say, you know, the running game's expanded? Those guys, you know, but the passing game too, we've been It wasn't it was that's what I see. Yeah. So this ain't our words, by the way.
No. And seeing Irish, he's always watching. Look, it's spring. I don't care what he says. All we're saying is we're hearing a lot from the defense. Like, yo,
yeah, like
we're the best in the country, national championship. We want to dominate. Offensive guys.
I mean, if I'm the quarterback, I'm not happy with these interviews.
Well, I don't think he should be, and this goes to Sid Ire. Even if he talks in August, we don't want him to be the spokesperson. Like,
maybe he shouldn't be the. He don't make it sound good.
No.
He just don't. He make it sound like they playing a bunch of different dudes at a bunch of spots, and we doing nothing but running that thing. Cause and it's like, and the coaches is tough.
And
it doesn't sound as fun as he's saying it is. Because if I'm a receiver, that don't sound fun.
And Lorenzo's cutting into my targets. That's what it sounds like.
And people cutting into my targets because a lot of people playing. We running that thing. We got 4 healthy guys running it. It's a lot of running. That's a lot of turning around. It's
4.
A lot of turning around.
It was 4 healthy dudes.
4 healthy guys. They just keep popping up.
Right.
A lot of guys playing, and I got a tough ass coach. Those doesn't sound like a recipe of having fun as a receiver.
Yeah.
And these aren't our words. This is I'm trying to listen intently because I like Braden Lindsay. And I think Braden can be big for
like
the
wide receiver you're waiting. Lorenzo Styles the other day when he spoke. Both guys. Man, both quarterbacks that look good.
Yeah, he talking about the quarterback. That's just
like,
are they not throwing it?
Offense looking? Offensive line's real good.
Yeah, it don't sound right.
Backs.
I mean, you got the Styles talking about, we work with both guys.
Yeah. I hope his degree is not in marketing or sales, bro.
Maybe he get your IT guy.
Man, hopefully.
Because, man, Braden.
Woo, man. Let's get to my
coach you up.
Man. Charlie Moore says 2nd and 5 ain't bad either. Hand it off.
Man, that thing,
Oh, man. So, somebody that stood out to Al Washington, the defensive line coach, is his star player. And I thought this because I went through my frustration today. Today was opening day for the Chicago White Sox, bro. That's my squad. That's my squad. My starter comes out, goes 4+, 80 pitches, had to come out because he felt a little twinge in his abdominal. We wanted to be careful early in the season. He was dominating. Lucas Giolito, dominating. We get 3 runs early. We're up 3-0. Mid-relief comes in and do their job. We get first 2 men on in the 5th. Don't score. Same thing we used to do last year. Same thing. And it's not like the bottom of the lineup coming up with 2 men on. It's 3, 4, 5. The dudes that get paid all the money. They can't get the job done. And what happens? We lose in extra innings by 1 run. Because the bullpen, just like last year, is inconsistent. And this points out, I don't care who you go out and get in free agents, in free agency. If your best players don't produce, you're not winning. I don't care what sport it is, bro. We can talk about the freshmen coming in. We can talk about all of that. If Tyler Buckner isn't better than he was last year,
we not winning.
If that offensive line doesn't dominate like they're supposed to,
we're not winning.
If these running backs don't produce like they're supposed to, and if this guy right here doesn't scare the heck out of tackles all year, then guess what?
Starting with Foskey. Foskey, he has done a fine job of leading the way, not only his words, his actions, but very pleased with him. Riley is another one who is having one of the better springs out of the entire group, just to single him out for a simple fact that he's really worked at, taking the next step for him. But just to be honest with you, there's a group of older guys that have all really taken the bull by the horn, so to speak, and become leaders. So we just got to keep building, and we have to continue to keep our goals on the forefront of our mind. So everything we do has an ultimate purpose, if that makes sense. So I've been very pleased with that.
And that's cool. You got a big guy coming from Harvard that's 300. It's great. If Isaiah Foskey does not ball out, it's going to be a problem.
It's going to be a problem.
If Brandon Joseph does not ball out, it's going to be a problem. If Cam doesn't ball out, it's going to be a problem. Our concern, I don't know if we have one of those guys at linebacker that we can really point to and say, he's a dude, and we need him to ball out.
Yeah, I can point to Cam Hart, Foskey, Brandon Joseph.
Maybe Prince Colley's that guy.
Maybe Prince Colley.
Maybe he becomes that guy.
Well, everybody else is waiting to see, especially linebackers.
It's like, dude, I don't know if they have freshman All-Americans. There's a big difference between being a high school All-American and a college All-American.
Well, freshman All-American is a little different because not many freshmen play. So
yeah, dude, there's no one in that linebacker class that's a Jalen Smith.
Oh, yeah, no.
That's a plug and go.
Oh, no.
Now, they have some athletes.
You talking about
linebacker, but there is no number 9.
There's no
put on the field, and he's ready to go.
See, that comes around like they say the North Comet Star or something every 10 years or something. You don't print a bunch of Jalen's off. It would be nice, but come on. That's the top.
Yeah.
That's one of the best players I ever played with. So
Ashley Hill, thank you for that, man. We appreciate that. We definitely will keep spinning it. I think there was another one down here. I don't want to forget it. Has anyone offense talked spicy yet? Spicy? No. But that offensive line is playing spicy.
Oh, yeah, the offensive line.
They haven't do. If you go watch practice, that's the spiciness on the offense. That is the spiciness. See, this is the problem. Everybody wants to throw Maris. Dude, Maris has to be available.
Yeah, you gotta be available.
All of that promise, I mean, nothing if you're not available.
This ain't the team about promise. We need availability.
Availability.
I like Maris too. I like Maris. I like Maris.
Everybody's like Maris for 2 years.
For 2 years.
You have to be on the field. You got to be on the field and stay on the field.
That's right.
That's it. So there is no sure thing at the linebacker position to point to and say, yo, this dude has the ball. We can hope that Bo Bow is better. Kaiser, JD. We can hope they're better at breaking down, making tackles in open space. We can hope that Prince Colley has taken that next step. We can hope that Maris stays healthy. But we can't speak to that like we can speak to, okay, we know what Cam can do. We need you to do that. We know what Brandon Joseph can do. We need you to do that on that back end. We know what Riley and Foskey can do up front. That's what we're going to need y'all to handle that. We're going to need you to handle that. Because we need Jason Aveniola to take another step. Like, bro, you're going to have to take another step. Like, you've been good. You need to take that Jerry Tillery step that Jerry took.
But Jerry's a first rounder. You know.
That's my point. I would love for Jason Adamiola to become a first or second rounder. That's my point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charlie Moore, thank you again, man.
Hey, appreciate you, Charlie. My guy.
Ask you, yeah. Bet that. What needs to be spiced, if the O-line is trash, 5-star receivers don't matter.
In college, they still matter.
Man, has anybody just had bomb receivers in a trash offense?
SC,
Been successful?
SC.
Come on, stop. SC has actually had
They got great receivers.
They've had a decent track record of tackles going to the NFL.
Not since
Not since
2015 when we played them.
let me see. What was the last? Let's see. I'm about to tell you right now, bro. The last Austin Jackson, first round pick in 2020.
Oh, wow.
They had another tackle in the third round.
I don't keep up with SC.
19. And then Zach Banner, who I don't think he decommitted from Notre Dame, but I think he was a heavy lean in Notre Dame and eventually chose USC. He was a third round pick in 17. I mean, their tackles usually get drafted. They don't have the recent O-line history of Notre Dame, but their guys are drafted.
Interesting.
Let's see. Now, before that, if you go back like in the 90s, they definitely had great offensive line. Another super chat. Chris Basker, what do you know about Caleb Mays Ford's cousin? Tyson Ford? I mean, they're both from the St. Louis area. That's all I know. I believe that is Ryan Roberts. He's a wide receiver, I believe, out of St. Louis. Class of 24. I think that's Ryan's guy. So Ryan's really on him. So I really haven't checked out his film or anything like that. Charlie Moore tapping back in. We appreciate that.
The guys.
Well, it'd be nice to see if Justin can play on the same level as Jason. I don't think he can play. Justin has been sitting at the training table this offseason. I think I told you that, bro. Like the last practice I was at, I looked down at Justin Adamiola and was like,
Justin's number 9, right? Which one?
Yeah. I looked down like, fam, okay. Like you've been eating and lifting. Like that dude literally looks like he lifts, goes to the training table,
eating them box lunches. I'm telling you.
The box lunches.
Them box lunches in brown paper bags and got him weight up.
Yes, sir. Oh, man. Yeah, man. I agree. Let me ask you this question. Just a question. We're not trying to say anything else about the current quarterbacks. Going into this season, walking into the horseshoe with these receivers and a different wide receiver coach, Harry Heaston in this offensive line, would you feel more comfortable if Jack Cohn had another year?
Probably not. I think Tyler provides something that, I feel like when the chips get down, you can count on. He can tap into that nitro and take off. Hopefully some of his playmaking ability in the late game can stand out. I think as good as Jack played in the Fiesta Bowl, he didn't have that ability for that late game rally call, to just make some plays where you're like, oh, that's just too good. I think Tyler has that potential. I just really hope that he gets a chance. He'll have a chance actually with that O-line being solid in front of him. Now it just comes down to, being able to execute when it's called, execute on third downs, execute with 2 minutes left. Because now you just don't. It's a thin line between not being expected to win the game, but also not doing too much to lose the game. So he just got to tote that line.
Another question: what do you hope to see in the wide receiver room?
I just want to see guys what do I want to see from receiver? I want to see teams react differently to us in situations. So last year, just even since damn near I was playing, every third down you get in press man, they fill in the box to stop the run.
Right.
I would love to see teams think that we're dangerous enough to where you got to have two safeties back there on third down. I think that would help change the perception of the offense because, we've been dealing with that since Tommy was playing, and now he's calling plays and we still getting the same looks. So I think it would be great to see more explosive down the field plays to loosen up the defense, to not just keen in on the run.
Marcel, thank you for tapping in. I know this isn't the topic, but have y'all heard anything about us not renewing with Under Armour and also adding new different type jerseys? And would you go to Nike or Jumpman? I don't think Nike or Jumpman would ever be a deal made with Notre Dame. I would be shocked if they ever went that direction.
I'd be shocked to see us go Nike. Maybe not Jordan, but maybe it's the same thing.
Same family. You know what I mean? Same family.
I just feel like because we're on NBC, we just wouldn't do Nike just because that's like ESPN almost. We would have to do some off-brand like Peacock or some shit.
That'd be dope if they did like FUBU, dog.
If we go, Marcus Freeman scheduled TSU, we might get some just independent.
Or we did like Coogee. We came out with the Coogee Notre Dame jerseys with the different types of blues. We go. Man's looking at me crazy side eye right now, like what? We go. It's for the Culture Friday. We got to talk about it. No, man, I don't. The Under Armour. Look, I'll tell you this, man. I don't know. Under Armour makes some great stuff for the coaches. I know that. That cat Marcus Freeman is fresh.
They lounge gear is dumb nice.
Man, dumb nice. Dumb nice. Crazy. I keep going back to the store on campus like.
Low key, I wouldn't mind doing a champs, doing a retro kind of thing.
Now Champion definitely makes the best sweaters.
I'm saying, art, merch go crazy.
That's crew necks and hoodies.
Bring back the starter jackets and shit. Yeah.
You had the satin joints.
Notre Dame makes so much money. I'm telling you.
With the matching hats.
We'll be a team in the 90s for sure, especially running the ball too. Oh yeah, we getting big puffers and all them.
Dude, low key though, Notre Dame has some of the best. Because I've seen guys with the navy Letterman jacket. I've seen guys with the black navy leather sleeve Letterman. Like you guys have like nice combinations that you can get it in. Like everybody doesn't get the same Letterman jacket. I like the combinations though.
Yeah, we got some swag for sure. Yeah,
whoever does those, they definitely keep you guys swagged out. Lucky Lefty podcast, man. Thank you everybody that joined us today. Any more comments? Let's see. Boy, 10, did you all read about the overwhelming amount of injuries caused by Under Armour compared to Adidas, Nike, etc.?
I don't know. I don't have the science on that.
Yo, all I know is the players at Notre Dame are running on pillows every day. So I think we lost one guy during the spring to an ACL. Joe Wilkins broke his foot. Everything else were already injuries before the spring started. That happened during weight training, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I don't see a lot of people. Thank you, Carberry Q 1219. Everybody talks about the color of gold that the pants are. Like, what was your preference? Like your squad, you guys like rocking.
They always change. They just change colors when you sweat. So whatever the color starts as, it never finishes, and that's just what happens when you got a light color like gold, I guess.
I'll say this. I heard a story today where someone was talking about Gary Sheffield being traded from the Yankees, and when he got to the Braves, he had these navy blue patent leather 3/4 spikes that he wore, and Bobby Cox told him that he couldn't wear them because everybody wears white spikes. Patent leather navy turfs would look real nice with a Notre Dame uniform, bro. I was just imagining like patent leather navy, that pops. I was like, I would like to see that Under Armour come up with a pair of those just to see how they look.
Or it might just have to be on the Lucky Lefty merch.
We selling spikes and turf.
The color scheme might just have to be on the merch site.
Now we selling shoes for your kids to go out and play pee-wee.
Yeah.
Joe, you have to be specific, man. We talked about recruits that came in early in the show. Yeah, Jeff, that's a good point. Ask Zion how the Nike shoes are during the basketball year. Shout out to Zion, though. Playing 5-on-5 pickup in practice might actually be back for the play-in and the playoffs, bro. That would be huge for the Pelicans.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see Zion get out there, man. I mean, I just remember going to see him in the March Madness, and just incredible to see a guy that big, explosive, and dunking the way he was, man. I know when he gets back, he's just going to be closer to being the face of the league.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly, man. You know what time it is.
Petticoat, petticoat, petticoat junction.
It's time to get petty.
Well, we did a good job executing.
Are you upset with something?
And fire up the Petticoat Junction train.
I just don't like you.
You don't?
No.
What is today's petty historic? Petty Junction.
Yep, Petty Junction, each and every day, pettiest stories of the day. Brought to you by Nora Whiskey at NoraWhiskey.com. It's that premium American whiskey at NoraWhiskey.com. So from early in the show, we put Brian Kelly back on the petty train once again today for continuing to double down, throw Jack Swarbrick and the University of Notre Dame under the bus just for no reason.
Yeah, Brian Kelly, man, you'll have enough on your hands when you get that LSU schedule. I'll tell you that.
The academy, man. 10 years to Will Smith.
How do you justify that?
It's a bit excessive.
Yeah, I mean, he ain't. That's like you damn near Janet Jackson and somebody or something. Justin Timberlake should have been suspended for about 10 years. Because you go to jail for that.
He said just.
So if he didn't get suspended for 10 years, I mean, at least Will try to do it out of good faith or something,
Your boy 6ix9ine said he's making a comeback on April 15th, man. You excited?
A comeback from what?
I don't know, dude. You know, I just brought him up during the petty train because he is the petty of all petties.
Petty of all
He's
petties.
the petty of all petties, man. And you know what? He's like CGI petty, right?
Hmm.
He'll fly to your neighborhood in the middle of the night when everybody's asleep, talk trash, record, and be headed back the next morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ultra stuff.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So shout out to another King Von project dropping today, repping the shot.
This is getting creepy now.
Dude, I mean, he had like they said he had like over 200 songs done.
I mean, does he though? I mean, how, y'all dropping songs like you hear, that's just getting weird.
Bro, are you saying he's not dead?
I'm saying dropping songs when a guy's not here after a while, about 4 or 5 years out, it feel kind of weird now.
Stop hating, man.
I
Stop hating.
can't hate on the dead, man. This is crazy.
You know what I'm happy for, dude? This is right up my alley. Thank you, TDE. It's snowing, but I still might make the drive down Lakeshore Drive with my lady, because that's what we do when new music comes out.
That's
so
right.
Make the drive down Lakeshore Drive. Sid put out an album this weekend. I love Sid.
Okay.
Man, I'm gonna vibe to it. Check it out. And I don't know, Vince Staples.
I'm checking Vince out. I like it.
The last project kind of
what? It was good.
It was all right. It wasn't better than the previous one, in my opinion.
All right, well, check this one out.
So it might take a while. It might be like a pause before I check it out, but I'm definitely gonna check it out. So, song of the week is Neck and Wrist.
Yep.
Pusha T, Jay-Z. That's not even close. That's the song of the week, man.
That's right.
So check it out. Let us know what your song of the week is. Hit us up. Put it in the chat. We appreciate you guys. And that's it, man. Michael Johnson, where have you been, my brother? Good to see you. Back in the chat. I know you've been busy, but it's good to see you. Yeah, that's our guy. Man, so what are you looking forward to, man? Tiger, I think struggled a little bit. Last I saw, he was like +2 at the Masters. Hopefully he can make the cut.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to see a legend out there, especially if he's rolling out of bed. Anything he's doing is going to surprise your boy. Just because, he's just showing that he can still do this, man. I feel the same way. I'll be throwing till I'm 72.
I'm looking at the board now. Okay, he stayed in it and made the cut. I know he struggled. You know what, man? This is when like the media does too much. Like I just need to see his overall score for the round. And dudes want to go hole by hole. It's like, man, come on.
See, when you the best, they want to analyze everything, man.
He's at +1.
I want to go over here and check him out too, man.
He's at +1. He made the cut. So we can watch him on the weekend.
Like they said,
everybody was bad today, though. It was
golf gets interesting when Tiger plays.
Yeah.
Because I ain't never seen you check that board before.
Golf is better when Tiger plays. Women's tennis is better when Serena plays.
Yeah, straight up. It's just better to have him there.
It's just
good or bad, good or bad. It's just good to have him playing.
Is the NFL better when Tom Brady's in it?
We'll see.
Is there somebody like that in the NFL?
Patrick, right now.
Pat?
Steph, Pat, Bron.
I enjoyed the NCAA tournament this year, but I enjoyed it last year, even during the shutdown. And Duke didn't make it. So I was like, I'm cool with Duke not being in the tournament.
Oh, okay.
It's probably better with them in the tournament. I'm just saying I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
with them not being in the tournament. I wasn't bummed out like, oh man. So we'll see you guys on Monday, man. We'll have updates on the visits from specifically Jagasaw and Don Schuler is in town. 23 commit. Joshua Lloyd, Anton Jackson, who's a UGA commit. They're on campus today. And who did I miss? I said Joshua Lloyd, Anton Jackson, and Jacob Oden. Jacob Oden, he'll be in town, 2024 safety.
All right.
And then some of the other commits from the 23 class will be there as well. So big weekend. A lot of kids have been up, kids that weren't even offered yet by Notre Dame in the Midwest just came to visit and have been following me like, yo, they don't even have an offer, but they're coming to visit and following me. I'm blessed, bro. I'm blessed. I wake up every day. I'm like, yo, I'm doing this Notre Dame thing.
That's right. That's right.
This is pretty dope. I wouldn't trade places with anybody else in the world, man. I'm extremely blessed right now. So, for my man, the original Malik Zaire, the original Lucky Lefty himself, I'm Shaun Davis. We'll be back Monday with more Lucky Lefty. Everybody have a blessed weekend, and as always,